Hey guys, this is Rahul and today I'll be showcasing how to install a chin mount for your GoPro or any other action camera for your motorcycle helmet. We shot this video over 2 days, and the reason is that I have a AGV's GT Veloce, and that helmet has a very unique design. It has a lot of aggressive lines and ridges flowing through the front, so it was very difficult for us to install. I've done this 4 times, the motorcycle helmet mounts, but this time it was special because the challenge we faced with the AGV helmet. So if you own a AGV helmet, this particular video will help you. If you own any other helmet, this video will also help you, but you may not require so many parts as we needed. These are the basic parts that you will need. The first thing that you will need is a long arm. This is a GoPro long arm. If you have purchased a GoPro Hero 5 Black or a Hero 4 Black or a Hero 4 Silver, then this comes right inside the package. If you already don't have one of these because you've purchased a cheaper GoPro like the GoPro Hero Basic, you're going to have to buy an extra accessory aftermarket pack, because I just purchased the original GoPro grab bag of mount, but this part wasn't included. It now comes with 2 short arms. So we've got a short arm. This is the GoPro short arm. We will need 3 of these. That's here. So if any during the course of this installation, if we need anything extra, we will tell you. But we are starting with 3 short arms, 1 long arm, 1 short screw bolt, and 1 long screw bolt. We're also having this screw size, which I will mention on screen, the exact size of this. This is in gold. You can get it in black or even plain white color, chrome color. So this screw, you'd probably need 2 of these. We're starting with 2 of these. We have a few spares in case you need them. We need 1 of these. This comes with the GoPro. If you have purchased any GoPro, if you have purchased, you should have this inside the box. It's the GoPro quick release clip. This is also the most mandatory thing, and this is, I will recommend not to use an aftermarket one. Use an original GoPro curved mount. This is what's really going to keep your GoPro safe. If the adhesive comes off, your GoPro flies off. So don't use the aftermarket ones. If you can, buy the original GoPro one, because this is going to keep your helmet securely attached to your GoPro. If you have a normal helmet, it's going to be 3 short arms, 2 long arms, and let's give a round number of 5 aftermarket screws with 2 GoPro screws. For my helmet, it's going to be 4 short arms, 2 long arms, and again, let's take a round number of 5 aftermarket screws with the 2 GoPro screws. These are all that you'll be needing. One extra thing that I want to point out is I'm using a side cut casing from GoPro, and that's going to put in, this is an aftermarket casing. This is not an original GoPro accessory, but that leaves the mic port open, and what that does is I can easily put in my mic. It is not fully waterproof, but I just bought something off the shelves of GearBest, and apart from that, I'll be using the GoPro adapter. So I've left some links in the description so that you can get all these parts. For a normal helmet, it would be like 3 packs will be sufficient, so that will be only $9 from GearBest, but I've left links from Amazon India and Amazon USA as well. All the parts that are needed to make this are given in the description below. And now let's get started. So my friend 947, who's also a vlogger, he's gonna assist me doing it. And now this is the AGV's GT Veloce. You've already seen the live unboxing on my channel on the live stream. If you remember the live stream, do leave a comment below. Now he's just seeing how this thing will work out. Now most helmets will have a front ridge. The front of the motorcycle helmet has a ridge. Most of the helmets are like that. So you cannot fix the curve mount directly because there is no surface here. What's happening here is that this is not getting the surface. You see there's gap here, gap here. So when you install it front wise, it will not work with most helmets. So what we're going to show you here is that the entire side of this, the side curve, should integrate with a smooth side surface of the helmet. So what we're going to do is we're going to fix the adhesive mount, the curve adhesive mount here, and then we're going to take some attachments over to the front. That's the main idea. So here we have attached all the parts. The gold colored screws are the small aftermarket screws that we have purchased. We could have used a longer one here, but for the rest of the screws, like this one, it also cannot be a big one. But from the screw which is on the inside, which I'll just show you, there's a screw on the inside. This has to be a smaller screw, otherwise it will just not fit. I am using all the small ones to make the thing less bulky and lower profiled. So now it's looking pretty good. I guess it's a good low profile design for the entire thing. It's going up. The GoPro parts are in chrome, our aftermarket parts are in gold, so you can easily understand which screws we are using at which point. Again, this is the long arm, this is the facing outwards, as I've already explained you. We've just inserted the gold screws, so right now it's the fixed mount, and as you can see, the GoPro will come in from the top. Show the GoPro, put in the GoPro. We'll just install it. See, that's how the GoPro is gonna fix. Now we're going to zoom out a bit, and you can see exactly how it looks like with everything on. And the GoPro has to be facing upwards, so that while you ride you're going to crouch downwards and it's going to balance itself out. Yeah, so now that we know where the thing will be profiled, then we will be actually installing the adhesive. Don't install the adhesive mount at first. First see your angle. When you're satisfied, then only you can go. If you're doing it for the first time, install the GoPro app on your phone, on your smartphone, and then connect the GoPro via Wi-Fi to your smartphone, see the angle, then put it in. So we're just going to install this. We've had the cleaning. We've used a lot of alcohol wipe, or we didn't have alcohol, so we used Gillette, and we used a lot of aftershave, and then we just wiped it off with this. So that is 1947 handkerchief. It's going to smell like Gillette for the rest of the day. We're not being sponsored by Gillette in any way. We just don't have alcohol wipes, that's all. Alcohol wipes are better for this, but this will also do. I'm satisfied with how clean the surface looks before it heats up anymore, because the heat is not good for this surface. We'll just install it. We'll just take a look at which part is the final part where we get most contact area, and then we will be installing it. I think this is the part where we get maximum contact. I have to look from all directions to find the maximum contact patch, and I've found it. It is this area where we're getting maximum contact patch. So if you're doing this the first time, I recommend you have a pencil or a chalk to mark your thing. I have done it many times before, so I'll just be using my experience on this. I am also very worried because you can only do this once. You cannot screw this up. If you screw it up, you have to throw away the mount, because once the thing goes in, there is no other thing to do it. So we don't have a pencil or marker, so I'm just asking him to touch it here, so I'll know where it is going to be. Just keep it there, but I take this part off. This is done in real time. This is exactly how you install it. I'm going to show you everything step by step. So then you have to get it close to the mark and get it as close to the previous mark as possible. Then we're gonna press it in with full power, right? When you press it in, remember, you have to just do it in one go, and then you just have to have that confidence that you're doing the right thing. And that's why I said mark it, or have your friend hold something for you to have a reference point, so that you go in perfectly, because once you do this, it's gonna be there. If you do it perfectly, it's gonna be there for the rest of its lifetime, until and unless you pry it off or apply a heat gun to it. So, and then I preferably I like holding this for a few minutes, because I just want to be extra sure that nothing goes in. I will just press the helmet from the inside, and I'll just hold it strongly. In this final part of the video, I'll be explaining you how we created this long extension arm. All the parts that we have used have been shown to you at the top of this video, so I hope you remember. Now in this part, I'll be just breaking you down and showing you how many of each part you need. At the bottom of the mount, we have the GoPro adhesive curve mount. Once it's been installed, you put in a GoPro quick release clip. I'm recommending using an old quick release clip because the new ones have a rubber on top of it, which will not help you keep this lower profile. Then we have installed a short arm to the quick release clip, and here we have installed a standard GoPro screw. If you want, you can use one of these screws, which is the aftermarket screws which you have purchased, but I use this because this makes it easy to take off the entire mount. Rest of the places we have used this screw, but here I used a standard GoPro screw because this makes it very easy to take the entire arm off in case we ever don't want to use it. So the second thing is, after having, so right from the top, adhesive mount, quick release clip, and short arm. This short arm has the chrome part pointing upwards and the screw pointing downwards. Then this first short arm is attached to a second short arm, and this second short arm attachment is done by one of the aftermarket golden GoPro screws that we have purchased. I'm sure you can see it inside. It's very difficult to show, but I've managed to show it here by good focusing, I guess, by my Lumix camera. So you can see the screw inside here, and you're going to need to use this screw because if you use a GoPro screw, it will never be that low profile. So you need one of the screws there. Connecting two short arms, you will need to connect a long arm. This is the GoPro Long Arm, and again we have used those aftermarket screws at the bottom. We can use a bigger screw, but just to keep it all neat and tidy, we have used this golden screw which is at the bottom. I'm using gold colored screws so that it's easier for you to understand, because we've got the GoPro parts in chrome and black, so the gold is the aftermarket. This is the second screw, and the long arm has been connected. Then we have connected it to another short arm, right? So that has also been done by an aftermarket screw. This short arm is then connected to another long arm, again aftermarket screw, and as you can see, the chrome part is pointing outwards because inwards we have one of those screws, which is again going to be very difficult to show, but I will still try. So inwards we have that golden GoPro screw which we have purchased separately. At the I think it's clearly visible here. Then that connects it to the final short arm, which is right on the bottom of the camera, and that short arm has been connected finally to the GoPro camera. And I've used a long screw here. I could have used one of the shorter screws or anything like that, but I didn't want to. And the reason behind that is I wanted to take off the camera. Sometimes you use it in other angles, so I just kept it long so that in our shoots, if I want to disconnect the camera, I can make the arm remain intact and just take it off very easily. That is why I've used a GoPro screw here. But if you think that you're going to use only one angle, right, if you're going to use only one angle, then you don't need to do this. You can easily take this part off, and that's gonna work for you as well. Yes, this does increase the weight by a bit, but I don't mind. So right now you can see that the camera is fixed and it's absolutely towards the center. And I know I've used a lot of more parts. If you use a different helmet where you don't have so many ridges, then you might be able to do this with less number of parts. So the thing which I wanted to mention is the GoPro should be facing upwards, because while you're riding you will be crouched downwards. Your helmet will be like this and the GoPro will point directly at you. So that part you keep in mind. I'll show you from the side as well. So your GoPro is like that, or when the helmet's flat on the ground, the GoPro is facing upwards, and The helmet's on the riding position. The GoPro is facing frontward. How much frontward will depend upon your bike. You have to use your app connected to the Wi-Fi and fix it out. So I hope this video was helpful to you. I tried my best to explain. For another helmet, like if you have a helmet from a different manufacturer, if you don't have the ridge problem, I think you can do it with two less parts. One less short arm and one less long arm will do it just fine. But for my helmet, it was a different approach. So if you like this video, do leave a like. If this video was helpful, do leave a comment. And of course, if this is the first time on my channel, do subscribe, because we'll be doing a lot more videos, a lot of coverage coming up with motorcycles and new tours, and you'll all be seeing the new angle.
Touch